Day 2 game between the North Bergen Bruins and the Riverdale Golden Hawks. Now for today's starting lineups. First, for the Golden Hawks. Number 0, David Nunez. Number 1, Ryan Rossage. Number 2, Will Bruner. Number 14, Pat Sweeney. And number 23, Aditya Pendia. Head coach, Rob Van Sanders. And now the starting lineup for the home team, the Bruins. Number 1, Alex Estudillo. Number 2, Aiden Rivera. Number 12, Cameron Perez. Number 15, Gianfranco Mejia. And number 23, Eliza Camacho. Head coach, Kevin Bianco. Let's play ball.
Welcome everybody inside East Gymnasium here for Day 2 coverage of the 2024 Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. As we'll have a matchup in our first game between North Bergen and Riverdale. North Bergen yesterday lost to Oltapan 68-35, while Riverdale lost to Wayne Valley 81-55. So we'll see who will pick up the win here today. And the winner will play at 5 p.m. on Friday. And the loser will play at 1:30 on Monday. North Bergen, designated as the home team, they will be in their red uniforms with the gold numerals. Riverdale will be in their road white uniforms again with the black numerals. North Bergen had a nightmare start to their game yesterday against Oltapan. They were outscored 22-0 in the first quarter. And eventually, Oltapan jumped out to a 31-1 lead. North Bergen started to get their act together offensively, but it was too little too late. For Riverdale, they had a tough matchup against Wayne Valley after having an early 5-2 lead. Wayne Valley started to press, started to get their offense in gear, and the Indians never looked back. Opening tip, easily controlled there by Adita Pendaya. And we are underway here from East Gymnasium. Riverdale trying to get off to a hot start. Pendaya was outstanding for the Golden Hawks yesterday. 21 points in a losing effort against Wayne Valley. North Bergen looking for their first win of the season. They're 0-4 to start off this 2024-25 campaign. In their home red, Astadio inside and hooked around the defender. And the defender got called for the foul. And it looks like it might be David Nunez gets called for the first. First foul of the game against Nunez. And Alex Sasadio has staked North Bergen out to the first lead of the tournament. Their first point of the first quarter as well. He had 13 points, made a pair of threes in yesterday's game. Goes 1 of 2 at the foul line. And possession will go back over to Riverdale. Kevin Bianco is the head coach of North Bergen. They were the champions of this tournament 2 seasons ago. Last season, they also lost their first game of the tournament, but then bounced back to win 2 consecutive games, including a win against Riverdale. Pendaya trying to back down against the much smaller defender in Aiden Rivera. North Bergen does not have any size in their front line this season. As you could clearly see, the size advantage for Riverdale with Pendaya. Yesterday, Pendaya was not the tallest man on the floor after he had to go against Wayne Valley center Durstein, who 6'10". Here's Pendaya getting swarmed. Nunez, step back jumper, rattles off the front of the rim, no good. Fight for the loose ball, and it's going to be last touch out of bounds off of North Bergen, so possession will stay with Riverdale. Rob Van Saters, the head coach of the Golden Hawks. Riverdale 1-1 on the season, have played only twice so far this season. Open up the year at home with a win against Dumont, one of the rivals of Fort Lee. And there's a steal produced by North Bergen. Cameron Perez out on the open floor. Here's Rivera for the trailer three, no good. Tip back attempt inside, no good. But a foul is going to be whistled on the floor, and it's all hustle right now for North Bergen as Gianfranco Mejia, the senior, was crashing the offensive glass. Mejia will swish home the first foul shot attempt, his first point of the game. Will Bruner was the one who's called with the foul, his first, team second. Second foul shot also rattled in and out, no good, and it's going to be over the back foul. Looks like against North Bergen. So the Bruins have started off 2 for 4 at the foul line. That foul was charged against Eliezer Camacho. Another turnover forced by North Bergen. This was what got Riverdale in trouble against Wayne Valley. They started to get turnover prone in the first quarter, and the Indians started to stake themselves out to an insurmountable lead. Good denial at the rim. Clean block there after Bruner was trying to sail his way to the cup. 2-0 lead for North Bergen as we come up on 2 minutes gone by in our opening game of day number 2 here at the Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. There's going to be another foul whistle against Riverdale running through the screener. That'll be the second personal foul against David Nunez. So Nunez, the starting point guard, might have to take a seat here for Riverdale. He scored 5 points against Wayne Valley in their season opening win against Dumont. Nunez had 17. As that goes out of bounds, it looks like it's going to be deflected out of bounds. And it'll be possession here for North Bergen. Quick inbounds. Asadillo missed on the first opportunity. And then a whistle for a jump ball, and possession is going to stay here with North Bergen. So in the early goings, very active start here for the Bruins. All energy, just winning the hustle plays. Garnering them extra possessions here against Riverdale. Still have not converted on their first field goal of the game. Aiden Rivera tried to cut through the middle of the lane, but it got stripped away. Oliker the other way. Josh Oliker, number 21, onto the floor for Nunez with the 2 fouls. Pendaya underneath. Pendaya gets stuffed at the rim. It's going to be a jump ball, and possession will stay with Riverdale. But the clear height advantage has not been taken advantage of by Riverdale so far in this game. Active hands underneath the rim by the Bruins. Pendaya trying to pass it up top to Rossick. Ryan Rossick could not track it down. It's going to be another turnover for Riverdale. 5:23 left to go in the first quarter. Low scoring affair. Asadillo went hard to the rim and denied by Rossick. Nice block there. Golden Hawks in the open floor, sidestepping the defender and altering the shot that time, and then a frustration foul on the reach-in there by Oliker. Oliker was trying to race down the other way and not have to go against the half-court defense of North Bergen. It was a little wild, and then eventually caught with his hand in the cookie jar. 4th team foul against Riverdale here in the first quarter. Worked around the perimeter as North Bergen trying to extend their lead. Here's Aiden Rivera with 15 points against Oltapan, one of the bright spots here for the Bruins. Mejia hesitated. He thought about whether or not to pull up from deep or take it off the dribble, and gets called for the travel instead. North Bergen averaging only 38.8 points per game this season. So scoring has been a problem for the Bruins. Continues to be so here. Neither team has made a shot so far, so we're coming up in the midway point of the first quarter. Pendaya inside, turnaround shot is good, and Riverdale is on the board. Dita Pendaya, the senior, 21 points against Wayne Valley at 10 points in the opener against Dumont. Casadillo getting it around the horn. Vera takes his man off the dribble, pull-up jumper on the baseline. No good. Great defense there by Oliker. Riverdale, good job defensively of still keeping North Bergen from their first main field goal of the game. And a 5-second call. Outstanding on-ball defense there by Aiden Rivera. Forces yet another Riverdale turnover. And possession will go back over to the Bruins in a 2-2 rock fight right now here in our first game of day number 2. Casadillo with Mejia setting the screen in front. Backdoor feed inside. Perez trying to maneuver inside. Daya did a good job of just staying level and not having his arms go across for a foul. Just staying vertical. Rossig handing it off. Bruner. Bruner gets it stolen away by Aiden Rivera. Rivera in the open floor. Casadillo inside. Tries to maneuver and does. Good patient maneuver there inside the lane. Did not travel and did not get his shot blocked as well. That's the first made field goal of the game for North Bergen. Bruins down by 2. Feed inside. Nice look and finish by Pat Sweeney. Sweeney with his first 2 points of the game. He had 9 points yesterday against Wayne Valley. 4-4 the score with under 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Mejia once again is going to get called for the travel. Couple times now he has been hesitant about whether or not to just go straight up for a jump shot or try to take his defender off the dribble, and in doing so he's been moving before he could dribble. The winner of this game will play the winner of our second game of this day 2 coverage. The game that'll follow us is going to be Fort Lee taking on Bergenfield. The loser of this game will play the loser of our second game in the 7th place game of this tournament. Pendaya, cross the lane, wild shot, no good. Casadillo with the rebound. In the open floor, finding Cameron Perez. Perez splashes it home from 3. First 3 of the game for the junior. 7-4 lead, largest lead of the game for either team here in the first quarter. Pendaya trying to carve out some space. Riverdale looking to immediately answer with a 3 of their own. Bruner's 3 is off the mark. Rebound, though, tracked down by Nick Clark. Pendaya working around to the near side. Here's a 3. No good. No box out underneath, and it's stripped away by North Bergen after it looked like Clark had a great opportunity to put back layup. Rivera to Mejia. Mejia sets and fires off the front rim. Rebounded by Riverdale. Here's a steal by Casadillo. Here's Cameron Perez, who just knocked in the 3. Perez going right into the defender. 5 unanswered points for number 12 in red and gold. 9-4 lead now for North Bergen. Again, this is a team that were shut out in the first quarter yesterday in their game against Old Tapan. Pendaya is wrapped up underneath, and it's going to be a reach-in foul against North Bergen, and for the Bruins, that will be only their second team foul with 1:18 left to go here in the first quarter of play. That foul was charged against Mejia, his first, team second. Good inbounds play, and left all by his lonesome was Josh Oliker. First 2 points for the junior. 9-6 lead for North Bergen. As we are closing into the final minute of the first quarter, and off the mark that time was the pass by North Bergen. Goes out of bounds for a turnover, and Riverdale now with possession. North Bergen starting to extend their pressure a bit here as Rivera's on the ball. Oliker dropping it off for Clark. Clark back to Oliker on the near side with Perez watching. Oliker driving baseline, dumping it off down low inside. And there's going to be a foul underneath after Reagan Joyce has just checked into the game for the first time for Riverdale. It's going to be deemed a foul in the act of shooting, so Joyce, the junior, will head to the line to shoot 2. Joyce had 3 points against Wayne Valley. Now he knocks in the first foul shot. Joyce, good shooting form there at the line, goes perfect 2 for 2. A 9-8 lead for North Bergen, 42.4 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It was a 5-point lead at 1 point for North Bergen. Riverdale's gone on a 4-0 run here to pull back to within 1. Asadillo looking up top for Mejia, straightaway 3. He gets it! Gianfranco Mejia knocks in the second 3 of the first quarter for the Bruins. Full court pressure now by North Bergen, trying to speed up the Golden Hawks. Riverdale doing a good job of handling the pressure. Oliker getting it into the corner to Clark. 12 on the game clock. Up top to Joyce. Under 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Sweeney. Will Riverdale get a shot off in time? It's deflected away. They won't. And North Bergen will take a 12-8 lead into the start of the second quarter of this first game of day number 2 here at the 2024 Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. Special thanks to all of our proud sponsors of the tournament, as well of our Fort Lee Athletic broadcasts. Twelve-8 lead for North Bergen after the first 8 minutes of play. Dan Long, Renee Matisich, and Dimitri Nanis, glad that you could join us here on our Fort Lee Athletics broadcast of this 2024 Jack Riley Holiday Basketball Tournament. Always a thrill to bring you the sights and sounds of this event every year. Asadillo missed, and the putback is good by Mejia. Mejia's got 6 points here in the first half. North Bergen dominating on the glass despite not having the size advantage over Riverdale. All hustle right now as that is deflected. Last touch off of Rivera. Will be possession staying with Riverdale. These two sides met last season in this tournament game as it's a turnover against Riverdale. North Bergen won 59-57. Riverdale went 1-2 in this tournament a season ago. Lost to Memorial, the eventual champions, in the first game. Bounced back and beat Secaucus in day 2, but then lost in the 5th place game here against North Bergen. Rivera taking his man off the dribble, no good. Tie up inside, and it's going to be a loose ball tie up. Possession arrow will give it back over to Riverdale. Good interior defense there by the Golden Hawks. Bendaya coming back onto the floor for Riverdale. The big man was held scoreless in that, was only held to 2 points, I should say, in that first quarter of play. Mid-range shot, no good. Pendaya with the offensive rebound. Here's the size advantage, and he made it look easy there, curling his way inside after getting that rebound and positioning down low. North Bergen has no answer if he gets that close to the rim. 14-10 lead for the Bruins. Casadillo getting it up top. Camacho, Perez, Mejia. Now on the far side, the drifting shot. That time was Daniel Maldonado. First time we're seeing him in action. Diving effort made right in front of us by Alex Casadillo, the senior, with 13 points yesterday against Oltapan. Macho trying to get it up top, but it's stolen away by Clark. Clark getting it to Pendaya. Pendaya had that one shift in and out and off the rim. And then a bump foul against Riverdale. Missed opportunity there for Riverdale to try to get this to within 2 points after the missed lay-in. Rosick picked up the foul, his first. First team foul for Riverdale in this second quarter. Casadillo just took his man off the dribble, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Bruner did a great job with the help defense. And Casadillo will pick up the foul. Big help defense there by Riverdale. 14-10 still the score in favor of North Bergen. They led 12-8 after the first quarter. Clark being hounded by Maldonado. Rosick trying to go baseline. Pendaya sets and fires from deep, no good. Tipped around inside, and it's going to be an over-the-back foul against Riverdale. So Riverdale not really using that size advantage. They're having their big man who was taking a three, and that left the inside vacant. And that time it was Joseph Salick who went over the back against the North Bergen player boxing out down low. Second team foul against Riverdale. There's Mejia getting it over now to Maldonado. Mejia sets the screen. Maldonado with the floater. Off the back iron, no good. Tipped around. And the rebound finally tracked down by Clark. Rosick down the other way. Takes Mejia on the baseline, trying to force feed that one inside, and Pendaya able to lay it in and one, and a chance at a traditional three-point play. Pendaya now with 6 points in the first half, has a chance to pull Riverdale to within one if he completes this on the foul shot. Pendaya swishes home the foul shot. He's got 7. It's a 1-point game. Riverdale meeting up with North Bergen for the third consecutive year in this holiday tournament here at Fort Lee, trying to come away with their first win against the Bruins. Here's Perez from straight away. No good. Karam's out of bounds. It'll be possession coming up now for Riverdale with 4:57 left to go before halftime. 14-13 lead here for North Bergen. They've led by as many as 5. Riverdale has not held a lead in this game. Rosick trying to change that. Misfiring. Bruner skies in for the offensive rebound. Tipped around and pinballed out of bounds. Be last touch off of North Bergen. Pendaya tracking down close. Fadeaway shot, no good. Inside offensive rebound and a foul on the floor against North Bergen. We'll see if it's deemed to be in the act of shooting after Joseph Salick was the one who crashed the offensive boards. It will be a 2-shot foul. That foul went against Aiden Rivera. First foul shot is good to level the score at 14-14. Salick had 4 points yesterday against Wayne Valley. And he gets 2 points here, and Riverdale has given themselves the lead. Golden Hawks have started to get going here. North Bergen has run cold offensively. Astudillo in harm's way, he turns it over, and then right back over goes the turnover from Riverdale, as Bendaya was on the floor and trying to outlet it to a teammate, and it deflected off a hand out of bounds. 4:19 left to go before halftime, 15-14. Lead for Riverdale, trying to go to 2-1 on the season. North Bergen desperate for their first win of the year. Bruins trying to get Aiden Rivera going. He is scoreless so far here in the game. Rivera drives out. Astudillo open for three. No good. Tipped around. Inside, Maldonado with it. And the putback layup is good. Daniel Maldonado, the freshman, getting his first 2 points of the game. North Bergen back in front, 16-15. Right at the midway point of the second quarter. North Bergen extending the pressure a bit. Perez watching against Clark. Bruner up and under, got fouled on his way to the rim. That'll send Riverdale back to the foul line. Golden Hawks are 4 for 4 at the foul line here in this game. Will Bruner, 8 points, made a pair of threes yesterday against Wayne Valley. Misfires in the first foul shot attempt. Jaden David, number 21, into the game for the first time for North Bergen. He had 6 points yesterday against Old Japan. He actually made the first basket of the game in the second quarter for North Bergen. After, again, the Bruins were shut out in the first quarter. That deflects off of the feet of Riverdale last touched, and going to be possession coming over for North Bergen after a pair of misses at the line by Bruner. Astudillo taking his man on the baseline, up and under, and one. Nice move there with a left hand. Split through the defense. The hoop and the harm, and a chance at a three-point play. Astudillo now up to 5 points here in the first half. And he'll make it 6 as he completes the three-point play with a made foul shot. North Bergen back in front by 4, 19-15. Bendaya again inside, nice backdoor feed as he finds Rossig on the baseline for the layup. First made basket of the game for number 1, Ryan Rossig. Rivera like a bull in the china shop, and is going to be and one. So a blocking foul. They will not count the basket. It's going to be a 2-shot foul, though. So Rivera will try to get on the scoreboard here at the charity stripe. So it's going to not even be deemed in the act of shooting. Wow. They're going to say that foul was on the floor. So instead, it's just going to be a simple inbound upcoming now here for North Bergen. Both teams with 4 fouls apiece in the quarters, so they're at their limit. It's going to be foul shots resulting in any subsequent foul the rest of the half. Nunez with the interception at half court, and he goes in for his first 2 points of the game. A steal off the bad inbounds gives Riverdale a little gas in the tank here. 19-19. A 4-0 spurt here for Riverdale. Another turnover forced. Sloppy ball handling the last couple possessions for North Bergen. Bendaya trying to direct traffic. He looks go backdoor again, and there's going to be a foul at the rim after Bruner was going backdoor. So Riverdale is just working it through the post play of Bendaya, and he's more of a post facilitator from up top, just looking to see how over-aggressive North Bergen is defensively, and they just cut back door. Bruner now has missed all 3 of his foul shot attempts in this first half. So Pendaya playing more of the point forward up top and freeing up a couple of his teammates attacking back door. Saw that on the Rossick layup. Second foul shot is good, his first point of the game. Perez was the one who picked up the foul for North Bergen, his first. Again, North Bergen over the limit. Riverdale back in front. So a foul is going to be whistled against Riverdale. Again, the basket does not count, but it's going to be 2 shots because Riverdale has now reached their limit of 5 fouls in the quarter. Casadillo rolls that one home. 3 for 4 at the foul line here in the first half for Casadillo, number 1 for North Bergen. 7 points in the game for the Bruins. Second foul shot also good, so both teams trading the lead here. Breakdown defensively the other way, leads to the opportunity for Pendaya. Missed on the first 2 attempts, batted away, and now it's going to be possession for North Bergen. That looked like it was going to be the easiest of layup opportunities after they broke the full court pressure just with a home run pass. Missed opportunity there for the Golden Hawks. Remains a 1-point lead for North Bergen at 21-20. Casadillo drove, kicked out to the outside, nearly a corner bank shot for Jaden David. He's off the mark, possession going back over to Riverdale. Rossick trying to save it, but he could not as it goes out of bounds. Both teams turning it over at a consistent rate here in the first half. Casadillo, the leading scorer for North Bergen with 8 points in the first half. Aiden Rivera is yet to get going offensively. Maldonado with the hook shot. Hit every part of the rim, but it did not fall, but it caroms out to Cameron Perez. Casadillo had that one raked off of his leg, and that's going to be last touch off of North Bergen. And possession for Riverdale. As it'll be a timeout granted to Coach Kevin Bianco and North Bergen. They want to talk things over here as we're near the end of the first half. 21-20 lead for North Bergen as both teams trying to get their first win of this Jack Riley Holiday Tournament as you're watching all the coverage thanks in part to these great sponsors as seen on your screen. North Bergen has certainly enjoyed its time over the last couple of seasons here at Fort Lee's Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. They've gone 5-2 in their last 7 contests here in this tournament. Like I mentioned a couple seasons ago, they won the championship in 2022. Went 2-1 last season. Started off with a loss yesterday, but trying to bounce back here. And in the process, garner their first win of the season. Riverdale once again going backdoor. Beautiful assist. David Nunez finding Pat Sweeney cutting down on that baseline. For Sweeney, that's 4 points in the first half. And that's been the MO for Riverdale. They have been using the over-aggressive nature of North Bergen's defense against the Bruins. Just jab stepping and cutting back door. And Riverdale back in front now by 1 at 22-21. Two seasons ago, Riverdale finished 3rd place in this tournament. They defeated Bergen, but then lost to North Bergen in the semifinals and then took down Memorial in the third-place game. So the win that has evaded them has been against Memorial, or has been against North Bergen, I should say, as they're meeting again for the third consecutive year. Out of the timeout. North Bergen once again trying to recapture the lead. That went through the wickets, though, and right through the legs of Mejia at the top of the key, as that goes for a backcourt violation. 52.8 seconds left to go in the first half. Possession back for Riverdale. North Bergen led by 4 after 1. They've led by as many as 5 in this first half. Riverdale trying to grow their lead, trying to dump it down low in the post. Great job by the smaller Jaden David of getting in front of Pantaya to avoid any dump down low to the big man. Pantaya, the leading scorer for the Golden Hawks. He's got 7. Mid-range jumper in and out on the baseline. Possession going back over now to North Bergen as we come up on the final 40 seconds of the first half. That's the deal. We'll pull it back out. .25 seconds left. And Riverdale already over the limit, so that'll send Asadillo and North Bergen back to the foul line to try to tie and potentially take back the lead. Asadillo has been a busy man at the foul line in this first half. 5 of 6 at the line now. Second foul shot, no good. Rossick with a rebound. That ties the game up at 22 all. Under 20 seconds left to go before halftime. Trying to get it underneath to Pantaya, but he got it stripped away. Another turnover. North Bergen can push it here. Coming up on 5 seconds left, Perez trying to force feed that one underneath to David rather than having the shot opportunity himself, and I think that's what Coach Bianco's pleading to his player, saying just take the shot, don't try to feed it to a teammate underneath. 1.8 left to go here before halftime. Rivera getting it underneath. Asadillo will beat the buzzer. And North Bergen will take a 24-22 lead into the halftime locker room. Alex Asadillo with a game-high 11 points for the Bruins. The leading scorer for North Bergen, Adita Pantaya, with a game-high 7 points for Riverdale. Stick around, fans, as we'll be back for the start of the second half of play as you're watching our exclusive broadcast coverage of the 2024 Jack Riley Holiday Tournament here, courtesy of the Fort Lee Athletic Department. Welcome back, everybody, as we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half. North Bergen on top of Riverdale by 2, 24-22 in our first game of day number 2 of the 2024 Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. I'm Dan Long, being joined courtside alongside Dimitri Nanis and Renee Manisic on our broadcast coverage, exclusively brought to you courtesy of the Fort Lee Athletic Department, as well as all of these proud sponsors of Fort Lee Bridgman Athletics, as well as specific sponsors of this tournament. Taking a look at the stats from the first half of play, Riverdale led by Adida Pendaya's 7 points, scoring 5 of his 7 in that second quarter alone. North Bergen led by Alex Astudillo's game-high 11 points. He scored 8 of his 11 points in that second quarter, much of which came at the foul line. Riverdale outscored North Bergen 14-12 in the second quarter after being outscored 12-8 in the first quarter. As we are about to get underway, the start of quarter number 3. North Bergen in their home red, Riverdale in their road white. North Bergen 0-4 on the season, Riverdale 1-1 coming into today's action. Trying to dump it down low to Astudillo, trying to carve his positioning inside, misfired. Tried to track down the loose ball rebound, and Rossick held his ground and eventually held the rebound. Sweeney the other way, trying to dump it down low to Pendaya, misfired on the layup attempt, but the second time's the charm. Pendaya lays it in to tie the score at 24 all. Double team coming to Astudillo, got his pocket picked. Now here's the outlet down the other way for Sweeney, and Sweeney will get it in. Quick 4-0 start here for Riverdale to begin the second half, and the Golden Hawks have taken back the lead now at 26-24. That time, Camacho got fouled in the reach-in foul. Foul will go against Sweeney, his first, team's first of the second half. A lot of fouls between the two teams. Starting lineups back on the floor for both sides. Rivera has been a non-factor after scoring 15 points against Ultapan yesterday for North Bergen. Astudillo did a nice job of just swooping his way to the rim for his first main field goal of the second half. He's got a game-high 13. Errant pass by Sweeney leads to the turnover. Astudillo pulls it out in the open floor. Camacho setting the screen. Astudillo got bumped there after he was driving along the near side. It'll be a foul on the pass, so it'll be a foul charged against, looks like, Will Bruner, and that'll be his third personal foul. Second team foul against Riverdale. Astudillo inside, a lot of contact. We play on, no call. Good interior defense now, a frustration foul setting in for Astudillo. After he was trying to generate the turnover, he's been barking back and forth against Rossick throughout the course of this game. Heated competitors against one another. For Astudillo, that is his second personal foul for North Bergen. First team foul for the Bruins here in the second half. Nunez doing a nice job of just going right to the rim, uncontested and high off the glass with a left-hand layup. Nunez with 4 points. He picked up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. Didn't get to see that much time in the first half. Off to the near side to Rivera. Rivera thought about the three, gives it to his teammate Mejia. Instead, his three is off the mark. Rebounded underneath, and it's going to be a loose ball tie-up. It will be, and possession arrow will stay with Riverdale with 5:18 left to go here in the third quarter. Again, the winner of this game will play at 5 p.m. on Monday against the winner of our next game, which will feature a matchup of Bergen taking on Fort Lee. Turnover on the full court pressure, forced by North Bergen. Perez saves it just before it was going out of bounds. And now it's going to be a foul whistled against Riverdale. So fouls are piling up, and we're not even 3 minutes gone by. Third team foul against Riverdale. So that'll be the second personal foul against Ryan Rossick. More fouls than field goals right now, and that is going to be an offensive foul. Astudillo once again going toe-to-toe with Rossig, and that's a frustration foul. That's the second foul for Astudillo here in the third quarter. He's now up to 3 personal fouls in this game. Emotion starting to get the better of a couple of the players, as Astudillo will have to come out. Five combined fouls, and now we've just come up on 3 minutes of play here in the third quarter. It's been that type of game between these two teams. And now it's going to be a reach-in foul against North Bergen's Cameron Perez. Perez's second personal foul. Each team with 3 fouls apiece. Tough to get a flow going here in this one. Off-bound shot, no good by Clark. Here's Mejia in the open floor. And Mejia thought he got fouled on the right side of the rim. Trying to wrestle back possession. Good play by Rossick. Rossick pulls up just inside the foul line. His foul shot jumper, no good. Gets the offensive rebound. Sweeney's 3, no good. And there's going to be a foul underneath on a box out, as it's going to be a foul against North Bergen. And now the Bruins have no more fouls to give here in this quarter. That foul goes against Camacho, and that is his third personal foul. So the foul starting to become a concern, and a turnover off of Riverdale gives possession back over to North Bergen. So Camacho with 3, Astudillo with 3. As Camacho will have to come off the floor right now. So Coach Bianco really having to go to his bench because of all the foul difficulty. Again, North Bergen has no more fouls to give. Will be foul shots the rest of the quarter for Riverdale. Rossig will get a foul call against him. Things really getting testy now between these two teams. Referees trying to do their best to maintain control. Third personal foul against Ryan Rossig. Has been clapping his hands after each trying to hustle play, not only trying to spark his team, but trying to get under the skin of the opponents. He'll have to sit with 3 fouls. 4 fouls apiece now for both teams, as we're not even at the midway point of the third quarter. And there's the 5th team foul against Riverdale. And this is some ugly basketball right now. Not moving their feet, using their hands, and that'll send the Bruins to the line to shoot 2. Aiden Rivera trying to get on the board here for the first time in this game. And he does so with that foul shot. Will that get him sparked and going? Rivera had 15 points, made a pair of 3-pointers in that loss yesterday against Oltapan. He can get going, be that energizer on offense for North Bergen, a team that's desperately in need of offense. Rivera goes 2 for 2 in that trip to the line. Deadlocks the score at 28 all. Here's North Bergen's full court pressure. Sweeney gets it past midcourt. Oliker, who picked up that last foul, his second. Here's North Bergen getting the pressure, and a timeout's going to be granted to Riverdale just before it was potentially going to be a turnover and a 5-second violation. 3:58 left to go in the third quarter. 28-28 the score, and a very competitive first game of day number 2 here at the Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. 28-28, 3:58 left to go here in the third quarter. 9 combined fouls between these two teams. Just over 4 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Each team looking for their first win of the tournament. North Bergen trying to defeat Riverdale for the third consecutive year in this Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. There's a turnover forced by the Bruins. Maldonado in the open floor, weaving his way down. Perez nearly got it stolen away. Last touch out of bounds by Sweeney. So possession will stay with the Bruins. It has been a nip-tuck affair throughout the course of this game. Both teams were blown out in their first games of the tournament yesterday. We had 3 blowouts, and then the final game, the fourth game of day 1, was a great one. 62-60 overtime win by Passaic over the hosts in Fort Lee. We'll see if we'll have a much more competitive day 2. There's a corner 3 ball by Rivera, no good. Tipped around, and Perez tracks down the loose ball rebound. Gamble play there by Bruner. 5-on-4 right now for North Bergen, but they can't take advantage. They settle for the 3, and then a reach-in foul against North Bergen on the subsequent rebound by Nunez. Should send Fort Lee down the other way for foul shots to try to retake the lead. Foul went against Daniel Maldonado, his first, team's 5th. So it's foul shots the rest of the quarter for both teams. So they're each in the double bonus. Nunez now with 5 points. Knocks down the foul shot. Had 5 points yesterday against Wayne Valley. Second foul shot, no good. Bendaya with the rebound and one. Big play there. Bendaya got the loose ball rebound after the second missed foul shot by Nunez and put it up and in, and has a chance at the traditional 3-point play. Riverdale's largest lead of the game now is 4. Bendaya with 12 points for the Golden Hawks. 32-28. North Bergen playing without their leading scorer, Asadillo, who again is saddled to the bench with 3 personal fouls. Can they survive this time in the waning moments of the third quarter without him? Riverdale dropping into a 2-3 zone. Maldonado, the freshman, dribbling it out, waiting for the instructions from his coach, Kevin Bianco. So works around. North Bergen taking some air out of the basketball here. Rivera getting it to Maldonado. Maldonado across the court. Awkward pass. Rivera cutting through. Here's a 3-point look again. Mejia missed on his last couple 3-point looks now. After he knocked in his first one of the game, he's run cold. Gianfranco Mejia, the senior, 6 points in this game. It's been the problem all season long for North Bergen. Where is the offense going to come from? 32-28. Here's full court pressure by Maldonado. Clark almost had the 10-second call against him. Another savvy timeout taken by Coach Van Saters to save possession for Riverdale. They lead by 4, 32-28. Our next game of the day is going to be Bergen Field 0-3, taking on Fort Lee 3-1. Bridgman were so close to punching their ticket to the semifinals yesterday, but fell short. A game-winning steal and layup with less than 5 seconds left to go in the game in overtime by Passaic punched the Indians' ticket to the semifinals. So Fort Lee's going to be trying to bounce back while playing host to Bergen Field, a team that they lost to in the first game last season in the Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. So a rematch. So many teams familiar with one another in this tournament over the last couple of seasons. Wayne Valley, the newest team that came into this tournament. They were very impressive yesterday. That's going to be a fun one. That's game number 3 here today. Old Japan taking on Wayne Valley in our first semifinal. The second semifinal will feature Memorial taking on Passaic. And with the rules of New Jersey high school basketball, you can't play 3 consecutive days, which is why The tournament will take a breather tomorrow. We'll be off and be back into action on Monday. Nunez crossing the timeline. He'll set and fire from deep, but he knocks in the three. David Nunez now with 8 points, the first made three of the game for Riverdale. And a traveling violation, and the wheels starting to come off a little bit here for North Bergen. 35-28, largest lead of the game for either team. 7-point lead for Riverdale. They trailed by 2 at halftime. Sweeney drawing the blocking foul against Rivera as he went aggressively to the rim. And Pat Sweeney will head to the foul line to shoot a pair. And for Aiden Rivera, that is his third personal foul. So Asadillo, Rivera, and Camacho all with 3 fouls apiece. And Sweeney rattles in the foul shot to give him 7 points. Second foul shot also good for Sweeney. He's got 8 now. 37-28. Again, offensively, it has been a master struggle here for North Bergen. Only 6 points so far in the quarter. That three from deep, no good. And a foul underneath after Sweeney had position and Maldonado was draped all alongside him. And Sweeney will head back to the foul line to shoot 2. But I think this is the right call for Coach Bianco. You have to bring Asadillo back in this game. You're getting no offense from anybody else on the floor. You can't afford to just get to the fourth quarter here. This game's being stretched out a little bit further now with 92 seconds left to go in the third, and Riverdale close to extending the lead to double digits. And Sweeney missing on the first foul shot opportunity, his first miss of the game. That's Sweeney with 8 points in this game for Riverdale. Second foul shot is good. Sweeney now up to 9 points. Got 5 of his 9 points in this third quarter. Asadillo back into the game. 10-point lead for Riverdale. Starting to pull away here from North Bergen. Mejia bouncing around Camacho. Asadillo with the defenders flying to him. Pulls up and a much-needed jumper there. Bruins finally get a jumper to fall. Asadillo with a game-high 15. Nunez right to the rim. Misfired on the layup. And there's going to be a foul underneath against Riverdale, and that's going to send North Bergen back to the line the other way. This is where it's costly with all the fouls that both teams have been garnering in this third quarter. Any foul is sending foul shots the other way, as it's going to be Camacho heading to the foul line. Rivera tried to see if he could steal some point opportunity there. Better foul shooter. Camacho, a junior. Rattles in the first foul shot, his first point of the game. Asadillo will check out right now as Coach Bianco trying to play a little offense-defense substitution, save his best player from maybe picking up a fourth foul before the end of the quarter. Camacho goes 1 of 2 at the line. 7-point lead for Riverdale, 38-31. And Daya right across the lane, easy lay-in. No resistance. No help defense, and no one taking a charge as well. Bendaya now with 14 points, leading scorer for Riverdale. Back to a 9-point lead. Mejia getting to Maldonado for three. No good. Mejia with the offensive rebound inside. Mejia gets it blocked away, but there was a body before the block, and that's going to be another foul against Riverdale. That foul will go against Joseph Salick, and that is his fourth personal foul. Mejia, too strong in that first foul shot attempt. He's 1 for 3 at the line in this game. 18.3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. A ton of fouls in this third quarter between these two teams. Things have been physical. Things have been intense. These two teams hungry for a win in this tournament. Mejia goes 1 of 2 in that trip to the line. He's got 7 points in the contest. 40-32, 8-point lead. Riverdale taking control in this one. Clark underneath, reverse lay-in, no good. Pendaya, he got hit as he was falling backwards. And Pendaya talking things over as well, jawing with Jaden David. And that'll send the Riverdale big man back to the foul line. As Pendaya is a perfect 3 for 3 at the line in this game. He's got 15 points. Pendaya switches home a pair. Good shooting at the foul line for the Riverdale big man. Launching it down the other way. Astudillo shot just left short. And what a third quarter there for Riverdale. They turn a 2-point halftime deficit into a 10-point lead after 3. We head to the fourth quarter with the Golden Hawks leading by 10. Stick around as we'll be back for the fourth quarter play as you're watching the Jack Riley Holiday Tournament, courtesy of our proud sponsors on your screen. Riverdale outscoring North Bergen 20-8 in that third quarter to take a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter of play. Adida Pendaya with a game-high 16 now. Alex Astudillo has 15 for North Bergen, but he picked up 2 quick fouls in the beginning stages of the third quarter. That saddled him to the bench, and Riverdale made their run when he was off the floor. High arcing shot, no good by North Bergen. Deflected last touch out of bounds by Riverdale, so possession will stay with the red-clad Bruins of North Bergen. 0-4 in the season, looking for their first win. Riverdale trying to bounce back after suffering their first loss of the season. Mejia getting it over to Maldonado. Rivera has not emerged as a scoring threat in this game. Here's Perez flashing the top of the key, no good. Mejia trying to clash inside for a loose ball rebound, but Riverdale comes down with it. Nunez Trying to lean inside, getting it kicked out in the corner for Rossig's three, no good. Asadillo with a rebound. Hesitation dribble down the near side. Asadillo with a flop attempt. No flop given, and Asadillo will lay it in. He's got 17. Eight-point lead for Riverdale. Nice cut inside by Rossig, and he got the mid-range jumper to go. 4 points now for Ryan Rossig. 44-34. Asadillo, watched by Rossig. Those two combatants have been heated against one another. That's going to be a foul against Riverdale. There was a plethora of fouls in that third quarter. That's why for a long stretch of time there was really no flow. A lot of fouls. Both teams were in the bonus at the midpoint of the quarter. Sweeney picked up that last foul, his second, team's first. Steal produced by Riverdale. Here's Rossig in the open floor, and Rossig with the lay-in. Rossig is one of those energy guys. He sparks his team, gets under the skin of the opponent. 6 points for Rossig. Asadillo straightaway three, got fouled in the act of shooting a three. And Asadillo will head to the foul line for 3 chances as he's jawing back and forth with Rossig. I think both of them have to be a little more quiet and just let their game do the talking. As Asadillo will miss on his first foul shot attempt. Asadillo 5 of 8 from the charity stripe in this game. For Rossig, that was his 4th personal foul. As Asadillo will roll that one in for his 18th point. Asadillo goes 2 of 3 at the line. 19-point performance for Alex Asadillo. 10-point game. Riverdale, if they win, they advance to play at 5 p.m. on Monday against the winner of our second game upcoming, featuring Fort Lee and Bergenfield. Joyce trying to track down possession. Here come the swarming defenders. Nunez getting dirty on the hardwood, getting it back over to Riverdale. Sweeney out of control, lays it in. Sweeney did a good job of avoiding the charge and just had a one-handed kind of floater attempt up top there. Sweeney's got 11 points now for Riverdale. Asadillo getting it back up top to Rivera. Rivera, who had 15 yesterday, held to only 2 here in this game. Off the mark in his long three. Tracked down by Maldonado. Going to be a foul whistled against Riverdale. And a timeout given to North Bergen with 5:02 left to go in the fourth quarter of play. Golden Hawks just over 5 minutes away from improving to 2-1 on the season, as we'll take the timeout here inside East Gymnasium. Pendaya back on the floor for Riverdale. He's got a game-high 16 for the Golden Hawks. Sasadillo with a game-high 19 for North Bergen, trying to avoid a 0-5 start to their season. Quick hitter out of the inbounds. Air ball, though, and Sweeney will collect the loose ball rebound. Trying to find Sweeney down the other way. Missed on the layup inside. Fight for the loose ball. Found its way to Pendaya. Swings the pass inside. Another missed layup for Riverdale. Pendaya again. And this time he got fouled. So a couple of missed layups inside for Riverdale, but they're able to just use their length to garner chance after chance. And indeed, Pendaya will head back to the foul line where he's perfect 4 for 4 in this game. 5 for 5, 17-point effort coming off a 21-point performance against Wayne Valley yesterday. Good tournament for the Riverdale big man, and what a nice shooting touch at the line. 18 points now for Pendaya. Perfect 6 for 6 at the foul line. What a luxury to have a big man who could knock down his foul shots. Rivera's just been off all game. 50-36, Riverdale pulling away here. Clark to Pendaya. Unselfish look, Pendaya up to 20 off the feed from Nick Clark. Again, if Riverdale is victorious here, they will be playing at 5 p.m. on Monday after Mejia had the floater fall against the winner of game number 2. That's going to be coming up on its own broadcast link, Fort Lee and Bergenfield. Pendaya starting to feast inside. 22 points for the big man as nobody is paying attention to him with the full court pressure. Just simple lobs down low to him. Astudillo from deep, and he knocks in his first made 3 of the game. He's up to 22 points. North Bergen can't afford to trade buckets, though. Loose ball tie-up, but it's going to be possession arrow, keeping it here on this side of the floor for Riverdale. Sweeney getting it up top to Nunez. Pendaya inside, turnaround, hook shot is good, and he's feeling it. 24 points in this game. He has come alive, 8 points here in the fourth quarter. 56-41 lead now for Riverdale. Once again, the problems that have haunted North Bergen beginning of this season, the lack of offense. Riverdale spacing the floor, unselfishly finding Sweeney inside, and easy pickings right now at this point for the Golden Hawks. North Bergen just trying to pressure full court, and in doing so, it's led to 3-on-2s. And Riverdale is identifying where the open man is each and every time. Perez long on the three-point attempt. Tie up underneath. Jump ball is going to keep it on this end of the floor for North Bergen with 2:32 left to go in the fourth quarter. So North Bergen about to fall to 0-5 to start off their season. They will play the loser of Bergenfield versus Fort Lee at 1:30 if this result holds. On Monday in the 7th place game. Sweeney, corner 3, drains it. That's Sweeney from downtown. He's got 16. 61-43. Mejia turnaround shot, no good. Pendaya with a rebound. With under 2 minutes left to go here in regulation. Riverdale's Nunez. Oh, fancy footwork there. Avoiding the defenders, laying it up and in. And now Coach Bianco starting to empty his bench. A 20-point advantage for Riverdale. They were held in check to only 22 total points in the first half. Riverdale exploding here offensively in the second half of play. Astudillo got fouled on his way to the rim. And Astudillo will earn his way with 2 more shot attempts with 92 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter of play. As it looks like both coaches are going to empty their benches and bring on their reserve units to get a little run here late in the contest with 92 seconds left to go in regulation. As Astudillo knocks in the foul shot, 25-point effort. Astudillo goes 2 for 2 at that trip to the line. 26-point effort for number 1. Will he come off the floor? He will. So 26 points, but in a losing effort for Alex Astudillo. 63-45 lead for Riverdale. So it looks like it's going to be third time's the charm for Riverdale to finally knock off North Bergen, a team that had been their Achilles heel in this tournament the last couple of seasons, losing the last 2 matchups against the Bruins. And Riverdale bouncing back after having that loss against a very good Wayne Valley team that we will see in our third game of the day here in day number 2. That's going to be one that, based on how they were both dominant on the first day, that's one I'm looking forward to seeing. Old Japan taking on Wayne Valley in game number 3. That'll be our first semifinal of the day. All these games being seen live and also anytime on demand, courtesy of the Fort Lee Athletics Department and our proud sponsors. We thank them for their support, connecting fans all across the world for the action here in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Maldonado with the steal. The other way, rush layup attempts, but there is a whistle, and it looks like it's going to be a foul after North Bergen was trying to crash towards the glass with Eduardo Ortiz. Ortiz will earn his chance at the foul line. Aiden Trujillo was credited with the foul for Riverdale. Ortiz misfiring in the first foul shot attempt. Second foul shot is good for Ortiz. Joyce will pull it out. As Riverdale content with running a little clock here. Oliker going, as soon as I say that, right to the rim, and he gets denied with a block underneath the backboard. Riverdale with the turnover. Oliker the other way. Once again, he's met at the rim and blocked away. In the open floor, here's Maldonado from deep. Fight for the loose ball, rebound inside. Last touch. Out of bounds, and it'll be possession with North Bergen with 8 seconds left to go. So North Bergen will fall short here in the second game of the tournament. Riverdale goes to 1-1 in tournament play and will play for 5th place on Monday. So the final score, Riverdale 63, North Bergen 46. North Bergen falls to 0-5 on the season. Riverdale improves to 2-1 overall this season. So again, fans, a reminder that Riverdale will await the winner of game number 2 and will play at 5 p.m. on Monday in a game that will be shown here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel, while North Bergen will await the loser of our second game and will play them at 1:30 on Monday. So thank you to all of our great sponsors, as seen on your screen here, for their constant support, making these broadcasts a reality. I'd like to thank our broadcast team and Renee Matisich on camera and the director-producer in Dimitri Nanis. So for everybody here from Fort Lee's East Gymnasium, I'm Dan Long saying so long, and stick around for our second game of the day, as it'll be a matchup of Fort Lee playing host to Bergenfield on its own broadcast link. Take care, everybody.